Morning, Alexandru. See you in the chat nice and early. Good to see you, mate. YouTube's telling me that my current stream bitrate is really low. I don't know what that means, but if the quality of the stream is really crap, let me know. Yeah, should be good. Alexandru and Victor, good to have you in the chat. Thank you, Victor, for becoming a member. Something I also do for my members. I'll just do this. Dan Hilton as well. Good to see you too, buddy. There we go. Hope everyone's doing good. My team is an absolute cluster this morning. Let me tell you, it's in the mud. It is in the mud. Got my golden goal mug to have my coffee in this morning. Sidemen Shorts, good to see you, mate. Yeah, look at my team. 2 secs. Look at this. Look at that horror show. Absolutely disgusting. So I think I shall be taking a big hit this morning. Big fat -4 for Tom. Yeah, so I'm looking to take Dan Burn and Madison out. But yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. So yeah, Dan Burn and Madison are the two I'm going to take out. But who for? I don't know. I've consulted FPL review and I'm not particularly happy with the answer. Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? Nothing I can do, really. But I did a quick FPL review check. Transfer solver. Unfortunately, it gave me an answer that I wasn't massively keen on. It said I should do Dan Burn to Gabriel and Madison to Martinelli. And I don't like either of those moves because their minutes, the Martinelli and Gabriel minutes, are just so annoying. I don't know if I can do that. My immediate thoughts were Dan Burn to Mitchell and Saka to Eze, and then I'll just bench Udogie for when he's back. And then if if Saka doesn't play, I've got Archer to come in against Brighton, which, if I just do this, is not the end of the world. We definitely want him in front of Charlie Taylor, though. I would definitely start with Martinelli over Cole Palmer, I think. Just checking, by the way, I said at the start, but is the stream okay? Is the quality okay? I've got I'll show you. Got like a warning message from YouTube saying that the current bit rate of the stream is too low. So I don't know if that's ruining the quality or anything. Francis, good to see you, mate. Sidemen Shorts, good to see you too. Awesome, Alexandru. Thank you very much. Excellent. We're all looking fine. Good to have everyone here. What I'll do, I'll go through a bit of content I've got to share with you guys. And then we'll have a look at Draft Hound because yeah, anyone can send me their team name and I'll have a quick look for you. Although I must admit, I want to spend a little bit of time, if that's all right, thinking about what the hell I'm going to do with my own team this week, because I have some issues. Let me tell you, those are some real issues. Joseph, good to see you, mate. Boo Boo, is it time to sell Alvarez? I don't think so. Oh, all on the wrong screens. There we go. Right. I will do again, Joe. Once I get through this, I'll have a look at your team in Draft Hound, along with anyone else that wants theirs looking at. I usually do score predictions, and here they are. I reckon Wolves and Spurs would be interesting. And I've got to be honest, I'll tell a lie. I was busy yesterday, so I did these in the morning. And then obviously the Madison injury news came out sort of, well, the afternoon time after I'd done the graphics for the live stream. So I think my opinion on the Wolves and Spurs game may have changed slightly. I don't know what you guys think, but I just feel like without Madison in the team, Tottenham are going to be nowhere. He, even though he didn't necessarily get the goal or the assist for all the goals that Tottenham scored, he was so involved in the build-up play. He was involved in every goal, apart from the ones they scored from set pieces, which he probably took anyway. But you know what I mean? He was involved in pretty much every Spurs goal. So I do struggle to see how they score 3 goals against Wolves. Yeah, I apologise. I was busy yesterday evening, so I couldn't update the graphics. I would be amazed if Spurs win this game. I think it could be something like 1-1, 2-2, something like that. An Arsenal team, you know, they're not great going forward at the moment, but Burnley are just absolutely horrendous, aren't they? Like, they are. Yeah, they're trying to... I don't really know what Burnley are up to, basically. I just don't see a way that Arsenal don't absolutely hammer them. I've gone 5-0. And I know I said I was put off by the Martinelli and Gabriel transfers earlier, but I think there's a chance that Gabriel doesn't play this game and Martinelli gets reduced minutes because Trossard is a good option. So, I don't know. Francis, so the latest status is I've seen a video of Saka in the team hotel. So he is with the squad. Arteta said he didn't train on Thursday. So yeah, it's happened before and Saka's played. This is what's happened before. So, and he's not pulled out of the England squad, has he? Like Maddison has. So yeah, just one to think about. Or has he pulled out of the England squad? I might be wrong. Crystal Palace and Everton. I've just got a feeling at Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace do all right in this game. Everton are definitely looking a lot better under Sean Dyche, but I feel like Crystal Palace are also looking really good. And with Eze back in the team, I think they could win that 2-0. Man United and Luton. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm a... I don't think I'm biased in saying that you've got to expect Man United to win that game, given how poor Luton have looked, but I do expect Luton to score. I've said 3-1 to United, but it could quite easily be 2-1, I think. Bournemouth and Newcastle. Bournemouth have not looked great. I think they are one of, if not the worst defences in the league for expected goals conceded. It wouldn't be a stream without me sneezing, would it? 2 secs, lads. So yeah, the Newcastle-Bournemouth game, I just think Newcastle are going to thrash them. I've gone 4-1 in that, even though it's away from home. Yeah, I think Newcastle win that game. Villa and Fulham. Yes, Villa have had some interesting results of recent, but at Villa Park, they're really, really solid and have pretty amazing records. So I reckon they'll win that one 3-0. Brighton, I think their first clean sheet of the season might be coming against Sheffield United. Even though they're without Estupinian and Lewis Dunk now, I do feel like they could keep a clean sheet against Sheffield United. I've gone 2-0 for that fixture. Liverpool and Brentford. I feel like Liverpool are going to turn it on in one of their games against one of their opponents because they just have the ability to. And I think they're going to do that against Brentford. I've gone 4-1. West Ham and Nottingham Forest. I just think that's going to be a 2-2 draw. And Chelsea and Man City. I think Man City are just going to edge it 1-0. Stamford Bridge, right? Here's my theory on Stamford Bridge. It's always low-scoring games at Stamford Bridge against high, like, top opposition. So for that reason, I think, yeah, it's going to be a close game, but Man City win it 1-0. We're going to have a look at the top expected points by position. We got Raya at the top for goalkeepers, Alisson, Onana, Vicario, Johnson, Martinez, Edison, Areola, Pope, and Verbruggen. For the goalkeepers, on the defenders, we've got Trippier, Saliba, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ben White, Dalot, Cash, Van Dijk, Lewis Dunk, who's obviously injured, Gabriel and Luca Dean. Obviously, this assumes that all of these players are starting, so you have to apply your own theory on minutes and injuries, etc. To those points. Lovely coffee. Salah is the top midfielder this week. Oh, bear with. Excuse me, lads. I didn't even have training last night, so I don't know why I'm sneezing so much. Yeah, we got Salah top, Son in second. Is Son the second best midfielder without Maddison in the team? Remains to be seen. Saka, Matoma, Adingra, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, Maddison is out. Gross and Bowen for the midfielders. For the forwards, we've got Haaland, Ferguson, Watkins, Nketiah, Darwin Núñez, Callum Wilson, Alvarez, Hoyland, Edouard, and Wissa. And then a quick look at the old captaincy. This is one of the easiest decisions in the world this week for me is Salah, number 1. I don't see how you could captain Haaland over Salah this week, in my opinion. I think Chelsea at Stamford Bridge is a tough fixture. And based on what we've seen, I really do think Salah is the best captain. So yeah, for that reason, I think it's clean and cut for me. And then just a quick look at the old clean sheet odds. Usually I say in my videos, any team below 30%, I wouldn't back a clean sheet for, and I'd be hesitant to start a defender from their respective teams. So yeah, anything below Everton, I wouldn't want to touch really. So you've got Arsenal on 60, Brighton, Man United both on 50, Villa and Liverpool both on 40 alongside Man City. West Ham 38, Crystal Palace and Newcastle and Tottenham on 36, and Everton on 31. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's the end of it. It was just the graphics from the last video I made. Oh, and there's my team, eh? There's my team. I'll just have a quick look at the chat. Alexandru, I'll have a look at your team, Victor. Not a problem. I'll give you priority as well as a member, so I'll do that first when I get to them. Sidemen Shorts, that Tottenham game against Chelsea was an absolute cluster, wasn't it? It was absolutely crazy. And yeah, I feel like their season's over, isn't it? With the players that they've got out now, no Romero, Van de Ven's gone. That centre-back partnership was unreal, wasn't it? Udogie playing inverted fullback is going to be out. And then obviously Maddison, who was so important to their attack, is also out. It's just a horrendous week for Spurs, isn't it? I couldn't even watch the game, unfortunately. I was training. Arsenal need a proper striker. Yeah, I agree on that. What are the current updates on Saka? I think I've answered that one. Alexandru doesn't know who to start between Porro and Tsimikas. Yeah, that's a really tough one. I'll help you out. Alexandru. Oh. What's that? Why have I got a side tab? What's going on there? That was my last one. Right, we're spinning the wheel for you. There's your answer, my friend. There's your answer. Gabriel starts. I just think it's such a lottery, isn't it? Foster is really key loss. I just don't see how Burnley score without him. I agree. I hope Eze gets a double-digit haul because I think he's coming in for Maddison for me, I've got to say. Palace Everton is the battle of the statues. Yeah, I'm not surprised Maddison got a price drop. Alvarez to Ferguson. I don't like it because you just don't know. Ferguson can get benched at any time. I think they're about the same, mate, and genuinely about the same in terms of a long-term pick. Because obviously they're coming in for injured players, and I reckon Botman and Burn are out for similar lengths of time. And the thing is with Livramento is I think Lascelles being the club captain, he's going to be afforded more like leeway. If he makes mistakes, etc., he's probably going to start the next game. Whereas if Livramento does, he probably gets chucked out straight away for Matt Target. Matt Target's still at Newcastle, isn't he? I think. What else is there? The weekly FPL allergies. Yep, although they seem to be going away again now. I don't know what it is. Just whenever I sit at my desk and start talking on a stream, I start sneezing. When I record a video, usually I'm alright. It's really weird. Trippier vice captain. I'm not sure there's enough in that this week. Francis, I'll have a look at yours as we get in there. Yeah, VAR kind of ruined that game. All right, Alexandru, your decision has been made by Spin the Wheel. That's a good question, actually, isn't it? Who will take the penalties now for Newcastle? Anyone got any idea? Yeah, it's not a bad shout, Tom, to be honest. Although, I would say just because he's got the chance of taking a penalty compared to someone like Salah, I just don't think Trippier is worth it. Although that could be famous last words, couldn't it? So I have to honour my commitment to my members, and as Victor put in his team first, as a member, I'm going to look at his, and then we shall have a look at the rest of them. 7540960. You should have had you didn't have Nicholas Jackson in for his hat trick, mate. That's shocking. Would I do anything with this team? I think the question is, would you start Porro over Branthwaite? And I probably would, even though the expected points are slightly off. But then, honestly, the rest of this team is absolutely lovely. I just don't see a transfer there. Oh yeah, Bruno Guimaraes. Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a good shout, Genjar. Any suggestions from the chat with Victor's team here? I don't think it's worth touching, mate. I can't. Compared to mine, it's in an unbelievable position. I'm very jealous, mate. But yeah, I just don't see the need to make a transfer, because you could end up in my position next week and have like 5 flags. I think I have 5, don't I? How many do I have? 4. I've got 4. That's all right then, isn't it? 4 flags in my team. Yeah, it's very nice. Genjar, let's have a look at yours, my friend. Sidemen Shorts, we scraped a win against 10-man bottom of the league Sheffield Wednesday, and they nearly beat us. You know what I would do with this team? And I know it sounds like a bit of a luxury given that you have a sensible team here. I'd be almost tempted to do Botman to Lascelles, just so you have cover for Tsimikas. Because you're screwed, basically, if Tsimikas doesn't play or gets limited minutes. So I don't know what anyone else thinks, but I'd almost consider moving one of those defenders to Lascelles. Just, he's 4 million. He's going to start for Newcastle. You might want to start him ahead of Tsimikas as well. I don't know what people think. I'd be interested to see what the chat thought about that one, just to back me up. But I think, or disagree with me, that's absolutely fine. But I think that's probably what I'd do there. Because the last thing you want is Tsimikas not to play or get limited minutes. And also, Brentford aren't too bad. They could quite easily score in that game anyway. It's really annoying. I can't see your message, Genjar. Look, I get a heart shape. Eze is what it said. I'd love to do Huang to Eze. You can do that. Yeah, it just leaves you a bit exposed on Tsimikas. I just feel like, Lascelles is such a good opportunity. And I got to say, right, I know you're looking to sell Huang at the moment, but there's going to be no Romero, no Van de Ven, no Doggy. Tottenham are going to be all over the place. And yeah, Huang could well score in that game. I'd probably look to get Huang out the week after, potentially, if you still don't like him. Or maybe hold him for Fulham. But yeah, I mean, I don't think selling Huang against that Tottenham team at the moment, they're going to be all over the place, in my opinion, mate. I know I had the score prediction at 3-1, but given all that's changed, I disagree. But yeah, I think Lascelles in would be what I'd do there. Got 42 people watching. Bloody hell. Hello, everyone. Who else we got? So that's Genjar. Did anyone else ask? There was someone above, wasn't there? Francis did. Let's have a look at Francis's team. 339415. By the way, if there's anyone else in the stream that wants their team looking at, you can either send me your FPL ID or your team name, and I will search it in Draft Hound. and we can have a look at your team together. We got a chat that will happily provide some input too if I ask them, which is very kind of them. Thank you everyone for your help with that. I agree, Dan. I think Spurs will be in trouble. We all know what Eric Dyer's like, right? He's got Calvert-Lewin. I actually don't mind that at all, to be honest. The rest of the team looks fine. It's just whether... I mean, you've got Archer starting. I think it's... Who do you fancy as a Maddison replacement? I think it does make sense to sell Maddison this week in that team's position. I think... Let's see what it says. Saying Maddison to Doku is the most points... According to DraftHound, anyway, Maddison to Doku is the most points profiting transfer you can make, apparently. Although I think Maddison to Eze, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think Maddison to Eze, mate, and start Eze over Archer. But then Archer against Brighton, who have not kept a clean sheet all season, is not the end of the world. Eze and Bumo or Matoma, that's the big decision, isn't it? I'm pretty sure Zane Zen is next, so let's have a look at his team. Six, 1. Yeah, Dakshin, mate, I can have a look at your team. You'll just have to tell me your team name again. I think you're the person that I'm meant to remember, but I always forget because I look at quite a few and it just escapes me every time. Blimey. This is a headache, this team, isn't it? Who got Julian Alvarez on the bench? Well, potentially Julian Alvarez on the bench. That's the team. I think this is how you have to line up. I think this is your team. I think this is it. You got 2 transfers as well. Oh my days. This is such an unbelievable position to be in. I can't believe it. I'm so jealous. What the hell? Right, we'll think about this one then. Crikey. I mean, does anyone see a transfer here? The only thing I would say about Areola to Raya is that Raya will not play against Brentford next week because he is on loan. And he's got Turner on the bench. So Turner probably won't play either. I think it's like I honestly think it's a big old luxury move this week. I'd almost be tempted to do Charlie Taylor to Lascelles. Man, Zane Zen, what a team. I'm so jealous. Look at this. Mine's just shocking. Yeah, I really like it. I think it's genuinely, my gut tells me Taylor to Lascelles. That's the move that I would make with that team. That's all I can really think of. There's just no need to rip it up and change it. Like, the next few fixtures, I mean, I would have thought Diaby was almost a sell, but thinking of what those next three fixtures look like, Fulham, not great. Tottenham, they're not going to be great. Bournemouth, they're not great. He could score in either of those games, so I wouldn't get rid of him. Then Alvarez, you can come back in when you fancy him. It's a lot of money to have on your bench, don't get me wrong, but I just don't, I don't see a move here. Right, I think Lomi FC, it was next. Nick Lomea. Sorry if I've butchered your name, mate. Another 2 free transfers and no injuries. Oh my god. Oh no, he does have Maddison. Okay. But you already got Trippier. No Salah. No Salah. Do you want my honest opinion here? I think you could. Oh no, you can't. You can't do that. I just can't believe all these people without any flags. This is insane. Obviously, this fella has Maddison. Well, let's stick him in the team just for the sake of it. The only thing with your team is that you don't have Salah, and I think Salah is the best captain this week. What's it saying? It's saying Maddison to Matoma, apparently. Yeah, Maddison to Palmer is also something I was thinking about. Because then you can do... Why can't I... This is being annoying. Why is it doing that? So you put Salah in, and then how much is Cole Palmer? I think you're probably 0.1 short of getting Cole Palmer in, aren't you? Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, Palmer's 5.1. Oh, you've done Matoma in already? No, it won't. So, unfortunately, the way Draft Time works, it will just load your team as it was at the last deadline, because that's when FPL updates. So we reset your team. So you've already done Matoma in, then let's just do that quickly. He's still got a bit of cash. Would anyone be tempted to change a keeper here? A Diaby. I think, yeah, I don't think, to be honest, I think any other transfer you make to this team is a bit of a luxury, isn't it? You might as well keep that cash in the bank, see what happens this week. You've got an international break coming up as well. Who knows what could happen? It'd be lovely to have 2 free transfers after the international break, wouldn't it? So maybe just leave it. Do that Matoma move. Start with this team. I'm not sure Gabriel's going to play v Burnley, just based on the trend that we've seen from Arteta. Teams that, well, lower level teams in the league, he likes to play Kiwior there instead of Gabriel, because Kiwior, he seems to back his ability with the ball a bit more. But obviously Burnley actually tried to play football, so that might knock all that theory out of the park. But yeah, just Gabriel's too much of a risk anyway, isn't he? You just, game on game, you just think, oh, could he be benched? So I wouldn't start him. I think this is the team, and just leave it. Don't make another transfer. Go through international break with 2 frees, and then you got 2 frees if anything drastic happens. And then if Saka doesn't play, you've got Archer or Gabriel to come in. I don't see any reason why those guys, the rest of the team, won't play. So yeah, I really like it. I agree with Victor on your question, by the way, Francis. Dakshin wanted his team looked at, didn't he? Hopefully you're still here, Dakshin. Thank you for your patience if you are. I'm not going to say it, I'm just going to type it. So jealous of these teams, man. Look at that. He doesn't need to do anything. Although, I guess João Pedro is a risk, but you've gone for him because you think he's going to play. So by that logic, you should probably start him. So yeah, I don't mind João Pedro, to be honest. Just wouldn't do anything. Any suggestions from the chat with this team? I mean, I don't think I would do much there. Pedro been there since game week 1. You've obviously got faith in him. I personally don't, but I don't want to like knock people for playing the game their own way, if that makes sense. And I feel like Semenyo will get minutes. Tsimikas will probably get minutes as well to come in for them. You've clearly got faith in João Pedro, so I wouldn't want to tell you to sell him, to be honest. I think he looks fine. I think you know the risk you're taking with Pedro, having him in your team. Yeah, Victor, saving transfers is a good strategy, except for me. I can't look at that. I can't do any. I'm just so annoyed. Just got so unlucky. I think though, like, if I had João Pedro in my team, I'd start him over Tsimikas. Sheffield United, mate. They're literally the worst team in the league, in my opinion. I think the order is Sheffield United, Luton, Burnley. They're the worst 3. Sheffield United being absolute bottom tier. They don't have any Premier League quality players in their squad, in my opinion. The only one they did, well, Archer, I guess, could be up there. But Sander Berge was, but he got sold to Burnley, didn't he? So, by the way, thank you everyone for joining the stream. It's got 32 people in it at the moment. It feels really weird to be talking to 32 people. If you're enjoying it, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. I think I might have put the chat in subscriber only mode, but I read it so much I figured it's a reasonable trade to ask for you to subscribe to chat. You can just chat right away. So yeah, if you want to get involved in that, just press the subscribe button and you can chat. I'm going to leave it there, Daction. I think that's absolutely fine, mate. Was there anyone else that asked for their team to be looked at? Sorry if I'm a little bit slow getting to them all. I'm spending a bit of time having a think. Looks like Let's Talk Vinyl is up next. 138390. Bowen in, Maddis out. Oh, that's the move. If you don't, yeah. My top replacement for Maddison, if I didn't have Bowen, is Jared Bowen. Yeah, that's what Draft Time's saying as well. Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing you need to do with that team. It's absolutely lovely. It's a really good question, Horst Harbours. Start Cole Palmer or Lascelles? It's a really good question. But yeah, I do nothing with that team. Let's Talk Vinyl. It looks really good. I would agree with Victor. I think, should we do the old... Hopefully it doesn't crash my laptop. It has done that in the past, this spin the wheel. I've spelt it wrong, but you know what I mean. We got to do it quickly because it has the tendency to crash my laptop doing this and streaming at the same time. Spin the wheel says start Lascelles, mate. Even though I've spelt it bad. You know what I mean. Yeah, Sideman Shorts, we'll have a look at your team, mate. 10620. Two frees. Have you used any transfers so far? What does it say? Use one to do Burn to Lascelles. Okay. Yeah, that's an obvious and good transfer in my opinion. Let's just do that move for you. Oh, Paul Peachy. Pick up, mate. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying the stream, mate. I appreciate that very much. That's very kind of you, my friend. Thank you. Oh, I'm so grateful. It's amazing that people want to. Yeah, thank you very much, mate. You've made my morning by doing that. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Just thinking back to this team. So he's already done his one transfer. Just leave it. There's just nothing else here, is there? Oh, Paul Peachy. Yeah, I mean, I can't. I've not even looked at your team, and you've donated. I'm very grateful. I'll have a look at that now. As for Sidemen Shorts, I wouldn't do anything. I think this is the one. Paul Peachy, we are going to have a look at your team. Sorry that I missed it. Peachy Plonkers. It's a good team name, that. That's a cracking team name. Pope in goal. That's a nice little call there. Have you made any transfers so far? Because, I mean, first, look, I wouldn't do anything. Not sure I would do anything here. Salah cap. Yeah, I guess the only question is, do you do Bayer to Lascelles and start him over Kufal because he is probably better than Kufal, and then just in case Saka doesn't... Oh, you've done Watkins in. Oh, easy then. Watkins for Alvarez. If you've done Watkins for Alvarez, like, easy, mate. That's easy money. I like that a lot. Then I would definitely leave it. So he's done Watkins in for Alvarez, I'm assuming. So let's have a look at the old. He's already got 3. Yep, good shout. Good shout. The old Lascelles move doesn't work. It's a lovely teammate, and I'm very jealous, to be honest. That's all I can say. I wish I had a team that was like this. And you're 34k overall. Unbelievable. Oh, Victor. Thank you so much, mate. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you so much. I can't believe people are this generous. It's amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I don't know what to say, really, when stuff like that comes. So just know that I'm very grateful. Thank you. Very kind. Dax, you don't even need to give me your team number, mate. If you give me your... So the way you find it, I'm pretty sure, is if you go to, on your pick team screen on your desktop, you go over to Gameweek history, and then in the top, I think I can send you my ID. Yeah, it's not... You get the FPL ID in the link, and that is your ID. So that's my ID, for example. Yours will obviously be different. Or you can just send me the team name, and then I'll find you by name. Oh, yeah, Paul and Victor, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Cortex, I think you were up next. Let's have a gander at that. 3, 4... 8, 3... 2, 2, 9. Is that correct? Yes, FPL Cortex, there you are. Have you made any transfers so far, Cortex? I'll just blow my nose. I won't be a sec. Oh, that's very kind of you, Paul. I appreciate that a lot. Done Santa Martinelli. Wow. That is some boldness. Santa Martinelli, eh? Wow. Captain Salah, yeah, fair enough. Captain Watkins. Bloody hell. That is bold. That is some rogue stuff. That is some rogue stuff. Fair play. My thoughts is that's obviously not something I would do, but I mean, fair play. Fair play. I like it too. Fair play. Alexandria, I've got to look at your team, haven't I? The OG member. I'm not going to ask what your team name translates to. I've got a guess. I'll have a look at yours, Dax, in a second. So one of the, you won't know this because I don't think I recognise your name from the chat, but members, one of the benefits you get as joining as a channel member is I will always look at your team as a priority in the chat. So I just have to do Alexandria's first. But I will have a look at yours in a sec. You did, I'm guessing, Alexandria, based on what you said in the chat, you did Martinelli in. I'm guessing you've done that. We said Porro. Yeah, we did, to be fair. The Spin the Wheel said Porro in for Simicast. So we done that. Yeah, it's a great team, isn't it? It's a great team. Adingra scored in the week as well, didn't he, in the Europa League? Yeah, that's nice. That is good. I'm very jealous of being able to squeeze in Trippier, Salah and Haaland. And Sheffield United and Forest up next for Adingra. Oh, it's tasty. Fingers crossed for you, mate. Fingers crossed. I don't see he's not really got any competition there, has he? I think he does. I think it's going to be Matoma, Fati. Oh, João Pedro's mixed in there as well, to be fair, isn't he? But anyway, I think 5 million, you kind of know what you're getting with him, don't you? Dax up next. After this one, I'm going to put my own team in, if that's all right. See what Drafttime says I should do. Yeah, I feel I've gone. I also went without Son. I went Maddison over Son. And I feel like it was a reasonable decision based on the fact that Son, I think by the time that I wildcarded and wanted to get him, was like 9.5 million. So Maddison saved me, well, based on the fact I bought him at like 7.6, something like that. It almost saved me 2 million. So I think it completely made sense to stick with Maddison instead of Son on my wildcard. And I just feel I got really unlucky, to be completely honest with you. So you have done Raya and Nketiah in. So have you done Antonio out? Ooh, blimey. You got thing is you've got to think about with Raya is he plays Brentford next, so he's not going to start that game. And I'm guessing you did it for Areola. Antonio and Sanchez out. Interesting. Okay, that makes sense, to be fair. Who did you have? So I'll do Areola back in for Sanchez based on what you said. And then you did Antonio out for Nketiah. I don't know why Darwin's up there. Why is he up there? Who have you benched? Who have you benched to play Nketiah? I'm guessing Cole Palmer. I don't know why Darwin's up there, but you have to imagine Darwin's down there. I don't know why that's happened. You maybe swap. You benching Darwin against Brentford? I think that's bold, mate. I'd bench Cole Palmer instead of Darwin. I feel like Darwin he could explode this week. He's always got the potential to explode. If you want, obviously, you can go with that if that's your thoughts, mate. And I wouldn't really want to talk you out of, if it's a major thought that you have. But if you've asked me to review your team, I would personally say start Darwin Núñez over Palmer. That would be my recommendation for what that's worth. Captain this game week, mate. Well, nearly there. That's the old expected points. Salah is my favourite captain this week. I just think the others have so much downside to them that are up the top there. So Haaland, he's got Chelsea away. I always find that Stamford Bridge is a tough place to go for top teams. They always seem to grind out low-scoring games. So for that reason, I don't think Haaland's going to have a massive game week. Don't get me wrong, I obviously could be wrong. It's Erling Haaland. Son, without Maddison in the team, I think Spurs are going to be weaker, and Wolves have not looked too bad. So I don't think you can justify captaining him over Salah. Saka is an injury doubt. So yes, you could get away with starting him. I think he'll probably play, but he's not going to be 100%. Yes, it's Burnley, but even for that reason, I don't think he's as good as Salah. And then Mitoma, I don't think you can captain Mitoma over Salah any game week. So I think Salah is the captain this week. That is bold, Alexandru. That is bold. Not so template. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Took a -4. Did Burn to Gahey earlier in the week and Maddison to Bowen last night. Dropped from 43k to 106k in 2 weeks. I need a good week. Yep, I dropped from the top 100k to 467k. And I have 4 flags. God help me. So it's time. I'm going to look at my team in draft time, if that's all right, chaps. Is Haaland worth captaining? Yeah, I mean, always he's a shout, but I don't think he's worth captaining over Salah. I'll do my team first, not so template, if that's okay, and then I'll have a look at yours. Because my team is, it's in the mud. If I've not told everyone already and moaned about it. The assistant manager is definitely saying take a hit. Mitoma and Saliba are the 2 moves it's suggesting I make. I've got to be honest, I don't mind it. Look at those next 4 for... Yeah, I don't mind it. I think I just prefer Eze to Mitoma though. Just because he's got pens and free kicks. So I'm thinking, I do like the old. It's interesting that Draft Hand is saying my top suggestion is to take a hit as well. I don't think I've ever been in that position before where the best transfer is to take a hit. So if I do Saliba in, which I don't really care. It's 5.3 million, but I don't really care. Or should I go? Ben White's like 5.8 million now, isn't he? And then Eze. So if we do that. What's it doing that? Yeah, that's the only thing with Eze, with Saliba. Let's have a look. Stats, that's what we want. We want XGI total. Arsenal. White 1.38, Saliba 0.49. Yeah, even Zinchenko's got more. What's Zinchenko's minutes now? They've not been reliable, have they? $5.8 million for Ben White. To be honest, like, it's not horrendous, is it? Ben White, like, can I afford him? I think I'd go. It depends who you've already got as your Arsenal defender. I think I'd consider Saliba over Mitchell. Can I get White in? God, it feels wrong spending 5.8 million on White. Can I afford it? Yeah, I can. I'll tell you what, lads, I don't mind that. 5.8 million feels like a lot of money, but I don't mind it. Is Ben White the one? I really do have a feeling about Eze. Everton and Luton up next. I like it. Ben White, 5.8 feels like a lot, but he looks like he could be really good. Yeah, Ben, we had good to see you in the chat, Ben. We had who made a good shout about, it was Not So Template, wasn't it? Made a good shout about Saliba just not offering any goal threat, whereas Ben White, looking at the expected goal involvement, has got double the expected goal involvement of Saliba. So I think it could make sense. I can't get to Trippier, unfortunately. He's up at 7 million now, so he is just a bit too much. I could get Cole Palmer instead of Eze, and then get Trippier. Could I do Palmer? Oh. I think he's got Newcastle after that as well. Thing is with Trippier, what position does he play? Sidemen Shorts, Alexandru had the same question, and I did the Wheel of Fortune suggested that Porro should play over Tsimikas. Sorry, everyone that's put your teams in. I've spent the last little while looking at everyone else's teams, but my team is a disaster, so I was just trying to work out what to do with my team, if that's all right. So I'll just do that a second, and then find out. Big Brush, Big Brian, and Boomer, yeah. Is it stupid to captain Lindelof? Yes, mate, I think so. Although with your name, I think you might be Swedish. But I wouldn't captain Lindelof. My computer has predicted Porro, just saying. You're right, Victor. So it's Trippier and Palmer, or Eze and White for me. That's where my thinking's going. Just got to think, right? Obviously, Brighton is not a tough fixture, but it's... what's the expect? Is there non-penalty XGI? What's the non-penalty XGI saying? Can I get non-pen XGI? I have to go FB ref. So who's got the best non-penalty XGI out of Cole Palmer and Eze? That is the question. And if Cole Palmer compared to Eze is a lot better, then I might go for him. I like the first option more as well. I do believe in Eze. I really like Eze. He's just not like even Cole Palmer, right? Yes, he's been playing great for Chelsea, but with Nkunku coming back, there is just a risk that he might get dropped. Yeah, I think you're right, Not So Template. And I think the question, Ben and I got the same thoughts. I think also with Trippier, Livramento is a right back, isn't he? So I think if Livramento comes in the place of Dan Burn, he's probably going to move Trippier to left back. And if Trippier's playing at left back, is he as dangerous going forward as he is playing at right back? Probably not. No, I think it's been Mudryk, Palmer, Sterling in like a 4-2-3-1 sort of job. Unless I'm wrong. Oh, he has been playing right wing. My bad. I don't mind it, Francis, but I don't think Udogie is a desperate sell because he's only banned for 1 week and then he comes back. I think it's going to be Eze, and we were going to have a look at non-pen XGI a sec, weren't we? Can you tell I've been looking at white trainers, by the way? I bought a pair of Reeboks. That's what I went for. So the white trainer ads don't work on me anymore. Non-pen, what are we looking at? That's all competitions. Is that what we want? We don't want match report. We want all competitions, domestic leagues. And there's Lewis Hall as well, isn't there? Yeah. So even then, Livramento I don't think is nailed. Otherwise, I'd consider him, but... What? Oh, here they are. Here's the season stats. So Chelsea, non-pen expected goal involvement per 90. That's what we want. 0.74. Wow. Cole Palmer's been putting up some numbers, hasn't he? But then Eze's just got 1 goal, 1 assist. So 0.7, 0.55. There's not much in it. There isn't much in it, to be fair. And Eze has much better fixtures than Palmer does. White Reeboks. I'll show you, mate. They were an absolute steal. I've got these boys. That I think this was them, yeah. I like my off-white Reeboks. And they were only 55 quid. They're the most comfortable trainers I've ever worn as well. But yeah, there you go. Sports Direct, 55 quid, pair of white Reeboks. There you go. Yeah, just safe, aren't they? Pair of plain white Reeboks. You can dress them up, dress them down. Happy days. Yeah, Saka is a doubt, unfortunately. I think Archer might be playing for me this week. Palmer's XA. That's a good shout, actually, with Palmer. I think it's Eze and Ben White, isn't it? The question is it Ben White or... Let's have a look. Let's see if the Premier League's non-pen XGI is the same as FB Ref. Sorry, lads in the chat. I'm just missing it at the moment just to see what to do. Oh, terrible. 0.01 non-pen XGI for Saliba. Ben White. He looks young in that picture, doesn't he? Christ. God. There's so many ads on this website as well. Ben White, 0.13. So he's got 10 times more non-penalty expected goal involvement per 90 than Saliba, but it's 0.1. He is a tanned man, isn't he, old Ben White? You can tell he loves the sunbed. They were both blank. Bro got named after his hair. So if we do Saliba in for... Why is it doing that? Let's reset my team. It's all gone cocked up. I think the question, and I can see I totally take away, you can tell I've taken on board your point, not so template, about Ben White and Saliba, comparing the two. I just think 0.5 million in it. Saliba's the one, isn't he? I just wish Gabriel was nailed. If Gabriel was nailed, that's easy, but he's not. Oh. Just know that Gabriel's going to score this weekend. He's going to start and he's going to score. I do seem to like Mitchell, but I also like... Yeah, I think Eze and Mitchell, isn't it? I think it is Eze and Mitchell. I think it is. I don't know why I'm kidding myself. Then I got a load of cash in the bank after that. I'll do that. Right, let's do it. Let's see how much we got in the bank after I make those moves. Mitchell, you're coming in, mate. And then Eze. $1.9 million in the bank for a big money move. I could do cash to Trippier after that. Yeah, I could do cash to Trippier if Villa continue to be annoying. Yeah, all right. Eze and Mitchell, I think, are my moves. I think I've decided. Let's just see what that looks like in FPL. Oh, -4 though. We're going to do -4. It does look nice, doesn't it? And I got 2 million just to play with. I don't know where I'm going to spend it though. Could do cash to Trippier. That's probably what I'm going to do. Right, apologies for missing a lot of the chat while I was sorting out my team. I think I've made my decision. It's Mitchell and Eze in for Maddison and Burn. I think that's going to be my transfers. Watch Ben White score a goal now. Don't do a bench boost for that. I don't think that's worth it. Bench boost on a double game week, my friend, or straight after a wild card that you set up for. I don't think Charlie Taylor on a bench boost is worth it, personally. So I'm going to start from now. If anyone wants to send me their team name or ID, please crack it in and I'll have a look at your team. Quick look at Ben's team. I know Not So Template, you stuck your ID in as well, so... Send me your team ID, Not So Template, and I'll have a look at it again. This is Andrew Tate FC. I definitely use some of that lots of money that you flex all the time to do Botman to Lascelles and start Lascelles over Cabore. And then that rest of that team is absolutely fine. Bruno Fernandes, you jammy whatever. He's looking like a decent option now as well. So yeah, that's what I do. Botman to Lascelles, start Lascelles. Or you could do Botman to Livramento if you fancied it as well. I just feel like Lascelles is more secure. So it's definitely not in the mud. By no means is this in the mud. You're not in the mud, mate. Don't worry about it. You could well get Mitchell, mate, or Livramento, or Lascelles Unish. Did someone say coin toss? Oh no, laptop's going to crash. I can hear the fan going mental when I went on the Wheel of Fortune there. quick, spin the wheel. I'm going to change the tab. I don't fancy Bruno, mate. Not doing that. Simicast over cash, mate. That's what the old spin the wheel saying. Yeah. Ben, I wouldn't do anything with that team. I'd just do Botman to Lascelles, mate. Not so template. And I'm conscious someone else has been asking as well. Matthew Tipping, I'll get to you straight after this. Not so template. Oh, that's such a nice team. No Salah, but it's a nice team. 52k overall. Fantastic, mate. I wouldn't say Kufal's really attacking. I don't think he's that attacking. Yeah, I think this is a great team. I don't see any desperate need to make a transfer, especially before an international break. Just keep the team, give yourself 2 coming back from the break. No, I think I'd start Pau Torres over a Newcastle defender, just because Newcastle are away from home, lots of changes to their team. Yeah, I'd go Pau Torres, just because Villa are really, really good at home. All right, Matthew Tipping. His team's called Darwin Núñez. He better have Darwin Núñez. He doesn't have Darwin Núñez. Mate, your team's called Darwin Núñez, but you don't have Darwin Núñez. What is going on? Can't trust the lagging wheel. I'm just to say, by the way, every single penny that I'm getting from YouTube at the moment, I'm just banking to improve my equipment. So the next thing I'm going to get is I want to get like a really nice webcam. I've seen it's quite fashionable for it's like a Razer 4K webcam. So at the moment I just use the MacBook webcam. So I want to upgrade my webcam and then maybe get a PC at some point. But I quite like having a laptop just for like the portability. I quite like the idea of being able to do graphics and make videos from anywhere. I quite use that a lot because sometimes I have to travel for work, etc., and I'll do YouTube work on the train and stuff. So yeah, I might just get a better, beefier laptop. But yeah, just know that all donations and memberships, etc., will go towards just improving the content. Basically, that's all I plan to spend it on. Any more questions? What was this team? I've lost track now. I just started talking and then I've lost track. But yeah, this team looks fine, to be honest. Bowen in for Maddison for me. He's just so much more guaranteed the minutes. And I think he's probably doing better this season as well. All right, FPL MFZs, let's have a look at you. And to be fair, my laptop, since I did a MacBook update, my laptop's been absolutely sound, in fairness. Will Man United make it out of the group? Absolutely not. No way. No chance. He's got Maguire. I just don't mind Maguire this week, you know. He probably will keep a clean sheet. I'd keep Pedro Porro, personally. I don't think you need to sell him. Two frees. Oh yeah, they've got a... I'd rather not be in the Europa League, to be honest, as a Man United fan. I just think the Europa League would ruin us in the league as well. Saka to Mbumo, Archer to Ferguson. Thing is with Ferguson, he's got great upside, but he just gets benched, doesn't he? So much. Fair enough, not so template. Although I don't know how much better that would be because the MacBook webcam is pretty good. I find like this webcam I use is all right. Yeah, just not sure what to do with this team. I think my gut says this is a very good starting 11. And then you could just do Taylor to Lascelles, put Lascelles first on your bench, and then have 2 frees the other side of international break. You just don't know what's going to happen in these internationals. You just don't know. For that reason, I think I'd rather have 2 frees the other side of the break, thinking long term, rather than chasing points. I think just looking at if that is your rank history as well, don't worry about your rank at this stage. But it can be, I can imagine it's quite tempting to try and chase points to gain rank again. But ultimately, I think you'd best off have 2 frees because people like me are really in the mud this week. Really in the mud. Yeah, Bruno is on 4 yellows. So that yellow could be coming this week, couldn't it? Especially against Luton. Luton are a team you could quite easily get booked against. £50 bet on Maguire scoring and clean sheet. Christ. I actually don't mind Maguire, to be fair. I think I've covered everyone's teams. I might just have a quick look. I haven't looked at Twitter since. Just going to have a quick look at Twitter to see if there's any news. I do play Sky FF as well, mate. That's another game I've got issues on. We'll have to have a look at that in a sec. I don't know why I don't follow Bristol City. You have caught me. Yeah, sound is... I've got a good mic. Don't need to improve the mic. The old Razer Siren Mini, and I've done some slider adjustments on the settings. Does the job. But yeah, it's just always going to improve the camera, can't you? I feel sometimes the lighting, it goes a bit funky when I move around. Yeah, Zach, I'm feeling Eze. I'm feeling Eze. Hugo Hansen, did I answer your question? So if you go on, there's 2 ways you can do it. Number 1, you can just send me your team name and I'll search it. Number 2 is you go on your desktop, pick team, game week history, and then your ID comes up in the URL there. So that's my ID. Comes up in the URL. Eze over Eduardo. Who's Eduardo? Captaincy. There it is. That's my view. I just agree with this. In order, to be honest. Just Salah. Salah, no doubt in my mind, it's Salah this week. I think Stamford Bridge is a really tough place to go, to be honest. Brentford are good against the top 6. Yeah. Sorry. But I still feel it's Liverpool at Anfield, isn't it? Don't forget Brentford don't have Rico Henry. Oh, Edouard. Yeah, I'd have Eze over Edouard. Eze takes the penalties and free kicks, mate. I'm going to lock in my transfers, I think. I'm going to do it. This could be season over here, couldn't it? With these transfers. Done. It's done, lads. It's done. It's done. Ugh. It gives me shivers taking a hit. It gives me shivers. 21 points last week. I've dropped to 500,000. Took a hit. Eze and Mitchell in. I feel like Eze, 3.4% ownership. Fixtures being Everton, Luton, West Ham, Bournemouth. Then obviously those 2 tough ones. But then it's Cole Palmer hop-on time in Game Week 16 because Cole Palmer's fixtures turn easy. So we do Eze to Cole Palmer in Game Week 16. Mitchell, similar sort of vibe. We can go to a Chelsea defender Game Week 16. Then he's got Everton, Luton, West Ham, Bournemouth. That's all I'm saying. It's in God's hands now. It's in God's hands now. Yes, Ben. I've decided that I prefer it. The goal threat is slightly more, I think, for Mitchell than Gahey. You got a new manager, Bristol City, Liam Manning. We're quite excited about that. He's a good coach, which I think is the kind of manager we wanted. Here he is, Delia. Oh, sorry if I've said her name wrong. It looks like Saka's walking relatively normally. Oh. Got to be scary as a new parent, isn't it, for your son to be in hospital with that? Poor guy. Saka on the bus. Is he walking normally? Well, it's a good shout, actually. It's a little hobble, isn't it? This is what FPL is all about. Right, I can have a look at my other teams if that's all right a second. We got a bit of Sky to sort out. I might just get Declan Rice in Sky. Here's my Sky team. It's definitely looking worse for wear. Quite excited about Nketiah there. I feel like he's a decent differential. Madison. What is Rice like for bonus? Not great. Captaincy's coming up. Is there a single or anything that I need to worry about? Fulham and Wolves. Oh, I can't think of a Madison replacement in Sky just yet. My mind is not on the ball. Just log into fan team. I don't think I need to do anything to fan team, to be fair. Shadowlock, I will certainly have a look at your team in a second. I'm just going through mine a minute. Good morning from Benidorm. Lee Fisher, hope you're having a good time, mate. You been to the Sticky Vicky show yet? No one asked me what Sticky Vicky is either. I can't talk about it on the live stream. You have to Google it. I could do a defender change because I got Craig Dawson playing Tottenham, but that's not the worst in the world, to be fair, is it? The rest of my team's all right. I think I'm just going to leave it in fan team. Salah captain, Nunez in there. I'm all right with that. Right. Someone wanted their team looking at. Shadowlock. You're up. 662144. There's nothing I would do with this team. Victor knows about Sticky Vicky then, by the sounds of it. Or has he Googled it? He's probably Googled it, to be fair. But hey, it's not me that's the naughty one. I've not been to Benidorm. I just know about Sticky Vicky. Lee Fisher is actually there. That's all I'm saying. Oh, her last performance was in autumn of 2019. Ah. So she's in retirement now, is the old Sticky Vicky. I wouldn't do anything with this team, by the way, whoever's I'm looking at. I think I'm looking at Shadowlock's team. I wouldn't do anything. Hugo Hansen, you asked, didn't you? I'm going to look at your team. Oh, you know it from a Sidemen video, do you? Very good. Obviously, Sticky Vicky is not the only person that does this profession either. Hugo Hansen. Beto. Is he a forward, is he? $1.9 in the bank for Madison. God, this is really tough because you could do Madison to Saka here. But obviously Saka is a doubt. So do you want to do Madison to Saka? What do we reckon, folks? What do we reckon with this team? It's a toughie, this. I can see why you wanted some help. I can see why you wanted some help. I'd definitely use a transfer, but on what? I do think, what does the assistant say? Madison to Mitoma. Gordon and Nunes or Saka and Archer. I would personally have... It depends. If you don't have to start Archer, I'd go Saka and Archer. DCL is better than Beto. That's really hurting my head thinking of what to do here. I would bench Porro of that lot. Yeah, I'm so stuck with this team, Hugo. I'm so stuck because, yes, you could do Madison to Mitoma, but then you're kind of in the mud for future weeks. What if you did Madison to Eze? What kind of cash does that leave you with? Like I did. You stick Eze in, then you got 3.6 million. Well, you could start with this team and then you could look at getting Haaland back in. You know, I think Madison to Eze just gives you space to think about getting Haaland back in. Or you could go even cheaper. You could go Madison to Palmer and have like 4 million in the bank and then be able to do Watkins to Haaland. Oh no, you wouldn't be able to do that. You need 6 million to do that. I think Madison to Eze would be what I'd do. And then just don't think about the cash you've got in the bank. Best defender under 4.6 besides Mitchell Gahey. Although I like Mitchell as well. I agree with Victor. Oh, I've got the wrong captain. Yeah, CFCMK, of course, mate. I'm all good, pal. 227 5406. I think it's another Madison to Eze. I really do think Madison to Eze. Then you've got a lot of cash in the bank to look at other options. So many people Haalandless and looking really good as well. It's so painful. You switch him to Palmer. Oh, lovely. $4.6 million in the bank. Oh, wowzers. Well, you can do some damage with that, mate. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Obviously, Captain Haaland, probably, yeah, vice caps on. Don't mind it. I just wanted to, for anyone that's still watching, I just wanted to look at something because I've got a couple of weekends coming up where, unfortunately, I'm busy. So I'm free on the 25th. And then, unfortunately, I am swimming. I've got a competition on Gameweek 14. And then Gameweek 15, the deadline's Tuesday the 5th. I'll be able to do a Tuesday deadline. What? I'll be able to do that, I think, but it might be after work. Then Saturday the 9th, I'm in Paris. But then I'm back for that one. And then back for that one. And then should be able to do that one. So there's a couple of deadline streams that might be really tricky for me. Namely, Game Week 14, 15, and 16 might be really tricky for me. Just as a heads up for me to be able to do a deadline stream, I'm going to find those really tough. I'm a swimmer, mate. I'm a competitive swimmer. Unfortunately, I'm currently unable to swim, which is really annoying. I've got a week out of the pool because I've had a bad ear this week. Not that anyone knows or cares about that, but yeah. Unfortunately, when you've got a bad ear, it's one of the things that doesn't debilitate you but stops you from swimming. It's a really frustrating injury, to be honest. So yeah, I've got the biggest competition for me of the swim season is on Saturday the 2nd. I'm swimming the 100 freestyle in a swimming pool in Wales. That's my big meet of the year that I've been training for. But unfortunately, I've sort of been training for it because I've had a couple of injuries which have kept me out towards the end of this year, which is really annoying. But it's part of being a sportsman, isn't it? Getting injuries and stuff. I also, unfortunately, have to probably wrap this stream up by about 10:30 because I've got a family meal for lunchtime and I need to get ready for that. So I think come 10:30, I'll probably have to call it. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm going to need it because my fitness is not going to be fantastic because I've had like 2 weeks out of the pool in the last month or so. It's really rubbish. And like swimming, you lose your fitness so quickly and it takes you so long to get it back. It's really annoying. Anyway, there's my team. That's how we're looking. I'm going to do a tweet, if that's okay. Cheers, Victor, mate. Sorry that I won't be able to deadline stream for those weeks, but sometimes life just happens, doesn't it? Unfortunately, I don't do this full time yet, so other things do have to take priority sometimes. And what was I going to look at? I was going to tweet my team, wasn't I? I'm also just going to run to the loo in a second as well, because I've been at this for an hour and a half after a big coffee. I will still upload videos though, don't get me wrong. Even from Paris, I think I'm going to take my laptop and my mic with me and get a video out while I'm there. Madison 2, Eze, Burn 2. Salah captain. It's done. Big ups, Victor. Straight away with the tweet like, love to see it. Thank you, mate. Oh, Bruno. But Bruno's on 4 yellows. I'd probably say neither, to be honest. I've gone Mitchell Thanos. I've gone Mitchell over Gahey, as you can see. Oh, Victor said I got very nice transfers. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Let's see what Elise, because Elise is another string to Palace's bow as well. He's in training. That's exciting. Not off topic at all. What's your local team, mate? I don't know. I don't know why I say this, but my favourite team in Sweden is Djurgårdens. I think that's how you say it. I remember I used to play PES when I was little, and they were the worst team on PES. And for that reason, I used to absolutely. I've got a soft spot for Djurgårdens. I think that's how you say it. Very good. Is that you? Do you live in Gothenburg? Let's see where they are. Is that in Gothenburg? Yeah. Nice. Very good. Always wanted to go to Scandinavia, to be fair. I worked on a project that was, don't know why. I worked on a project that was involving a Swedish and a Danish customer in my job. And we called it Oresund because of the Oresund Bridge between Sweden and Denmark. Oh, I was so close to my pronunciation. There you go. I'll try my best. Yeah, that's my random Scandinavian geographical knowledge right there. Where is Djurgårdens anyway? Lee Fisher live from Benidorm, straight out the Sticky Vicky show with Fish and Chips AFC. Let's have a look. Very fishy. Oh, it's got to be fish, hasn't it? Your name's Fisher. Of course it's fish and chips. Madison's gone for Bowen. Yeah, I mean, that makes total sense, mate. Madison out for Bowen. I'm going to pretend that Madison is Bowen, basically. I'm not going to do it because it takes too long. And then that's the team. So Madison is Bowen. Yeah, what a lovely team. Can't go wrong. Hungarian football vlogger. I can't. I think I might get taken down if I have a look at it on my laptop. So I'll have a look at it on my phone. 12k views. Oh man, they're going crazy. Pitch invasion. Love to see it. Sorry, Wing. What was your question? Did you see my question? I made Madison to Martinelli. No, I definitely wouldn't bring in Gabriel, mate. He is a minute's risk and a half. It's not worth it. Don't do it. Don't do that. Shiver me timbers. JC. Is it that one? No, Shiver me timbers. JC. Might have to tell me your name, mate, I'm afraid. I'm trying to find a JC. Could it be Jude Coughlin? Teddy Rogers? I don't think he's Teddy Rogers. Just JC. I think that's you, from memory. You Joe Cole. Is that you? No, it's not you. Oh. I can't find it. Yeah, I can't. It's not there, mate. I can't find it. Oh, there you are. Bang. Found you. Oh, this week is burn to Lascelles and start him over Cabore. That's what I would do. And then leave it at that. 2 free transfers over international break. Bosh. Quite a lot of people have got quite a similar setup to you. Yeah, burn to Lascelles, start Lascelles over Cabore, stick with the rest of your team. Happy days. That's my thoughts. AFC champions for Wing Lamb. Won't be a second, just got to blow my nose. Oh, your team name made me laugh then. Mum get the Kamara. That's old Call of Duty days, that. This is tough. Christ, this is tough. Got Madison, but your team is nice and strong without him. Maybe do Lamptey to Lascelles and then worry about Madison after the international break, because I don't see how you can improve this team right now, I've got to say. I think you could potentially use Maddison to fund, or you could use Maddison to fund Haaland. So if you did, let's see if you can do that. Let's see if that's possible. No, it's not possible, is it? Because Haaland's so expensive. I'm just not sure I'd do anything. Maybe Simicast or Lamptey to Lascelles, just to use a transfer. And that's about all I'd do. Maddison to Martinelli made, fair enough. Time for Mum get the Kamara. God, there's loads. Adam. Is there an Adam? I reckon that's you. I reckon it's Maddison. I reckon do what I did. Maddison to Eze. I like Maddison to Eze. Yeah, agree with Victor. Maddison to Eze is the way to go. Let's just see if there's anything coming out on Twitter. Yeah, Adam, it's just so tough, isn't it? Oh. So 3 weeks ago, Adam, I was in the top 100k. And now you can see my rank there on the right-hand side. And before, I've just taken a hit. I had Dan Burn, James Maddison, Udogi, all in my team. So I did Dan Burn to Mitchell, and then Maddison to Eze. It's so painful. I feel like, yes, my rank isn't the best in the world, but I've been really quite unlucky, to be honest. We're on the exact same points. Happy days, mate. I also like to think that rank, it's obviously important, but I like to think that I can still give like reasonable advice that people can think about without being like having a mega rank. Like telling someone to do Maddison to Eze, I think is always a sensible thing to say, regardless of what my rank is. You know? Anyway, that's just my thoughts. But yeah, big ups, Adam. Timmy, what's your team ID, mate? I'll probably make you one of the last ones that I look at. Oh, I need to sign off soon. Yeah, if you want me to check your team, you need to need Onana. I'm top. Okay. I was gonna say you need to tell me your team name, but you did. Interesting. There he is. That was a good guess, wasn't it? There was no apostrophe. I can already see this is a wonderful team. Other than moving Simicast first on my bench. Thank you, Victor. That's very kind of you, mate. But even I can be wrong. Please don't blindly follow my advice. You've got to use your own brain as well to make decisions. But as for this team that I'm looking at here, it's lovely. Haaland to Ferguson. Nah. The only thing I would say is you've got 2 free, so it makes sense to use one. But who do you use it on? Maybe Charlie Taylor to Lascelles, just to be safe. Maybe that's all I do. Charlie Taylor to Lascelles. Probably what I do with that. I would personally bench Guardiola. Silver lining. Let's have a look at that. Don't chase the rank though, mate. That's the thing. Is this Timmy? Is that you, mate? I would assume so, as your name and YouTube is Timmy. For me, this is easy. Maddison to Bowen. Maddison to Bowen, and I would consider a hit in order to improve your defence. You could do, if you did Maddison to Bowen, that you can't get in Trippier, I would do Burn or Botman to Lascelles, potentially, if you think it's worth it. That's the only thing to think about for me. It's definitely Maddison to Bowen. And then the question is, do you want to start Kabore or do you fancy Lascelles instead? If you fancy Lascelles instead, consider a hit to bring him in, is what I'd say. It's all right, Ibrahim and Timmy. Hopefully that helps you. Maddison and Diaby to Saka and Gordon Palmer. Maddison to Saka for a hit is really risky this week because we don't know if Saka's going to play. Which is why I would suggest Maddison, if you do Maddison to Eze and then leave Diaby in for this week, then you can worry about the change after the international break. Martinez, Arietta, Cash, Trippier, Gabriel, Gahey, Lamptey, Bowen, Salah, Son, Adingra, Maddison, Wilson, Alvarez, Watkins. If I do Maddison to Saka and Lamptey, Lascelles, should I bench boost this week? Yeah, I don't mind it. As long as you're not taking a hit. If you're taking a hit to do that, then no. Yeah, but the magic of Eze's fixtures getting a bit tough is that once they get tough, which is game week 16, which is 4 game weeks time, don't forget. Game week 16, Cole Palmer, the big man, from game week 16 onwards, has all of that. Look at that. So Eze to Cole Palmer in 16. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, man, that fixture run, Victor, after 16 for Palmer is ridiculous. We'll leave it on that screen. Bless you all. 5 more minutes on this stream, then I'm afraid I'll have to head on for a little family occasion. It's one of, I can't say it. I can't tell him because it's a surprise. My uncle is 70 this week, and he's having a surprise birthday party. If he is watching this live, sorry, Clive, but if my uncle is actually watching this stream, I'd be amazed. So there's no way he's going to find out. Adam's just DM'd him. It's game over. It's game over. I've been rumbled. I have spoiled the surprise for my family. I had a look at your team, Lee. You might have been on and off the stream, though. But I have had a look at your team. You might have to scroll back to find it. But I have had a look at your team, I promise. Yeah. Maddison to Bowen was what I said you should do as well. So, yeah, it makes sense. Victor, I would imagine so. We'll see how it goes. I feel like Eze is just absolutely nailed for Palace now. We'll play 90 minutes every game, whereas Cole Palmer, with Nkunku coming back, it's a bit of uncertainty there. So I'm happy to go with Eze over Palmer for 3 or 4 weeks, and then if Palmer is still playing and doing well for Chelsea, then we go for him. That's what I'm saying. The last few minutes you get my mug. The whole of it. Juntao, Areola, Gahey, Lascelles, Cash, Salah, Saka, Gordon, Matoma, Son, Haaland, Watkins. I would roll. That team looks fine. You don't have Maddison to worry about. Yeah, I'd roll that. Roll that transfer. Definitely roll. No worries, pal. I'd bench Souček. I just don't think Souček has much upside. Have a look at Twitter together. Let's look at Twitter together. Right, lads, I think that's me. I don't think there's anything too much to go through. Tsimikas, I would start Tsimikas over Tarkowski, I think. That would be my gut instinct there. I think that's me. I don't think there's too much else to go through. Yeah, I won't keep you guys watching me when I'm just going through Twitter. My team's sorted. I hope yours are too. And I also hope you have a great weekend. Do well over this game week because it's the last one for a little while with the international break. I really appreciate everyone watching the stream. Thank you, Victor. It's been great having you here. Thank you for everyone for your kind donations. I really appreciate it. I'm always shocked that when people give me their money, it's just such a lovely thing to do. So I really appreciate that. I appreciate you too, Alexandru. I'll be back live in, a couple of weeks' time because we've got an international break, haven't we? So yeah, I hope you guys have a nice international break. I've got a few video ideas written on my whiteboard already that I'm going to crack up over the international break. So stick around for those. But otherwise, Bowen, I will catch you later. Goodbye.